China is Confucius. I believe that Confucius was quite confused. I believe he's confused in China. I believe it produces a philosophy that is very complex and confused. I think it has a kind of unhappened kind of thinking in the world that is kind of confused in orientation. So I think Confucius has produced literature that is kind of quite uncertain about the world, quite confused about the world, and quite unthinking about the world. I think that's the nature of China. I think China is quite unthinking about the world, it's quite confused about the world, quite uncertain, but quite prevailing in the world. So I think that's one of my interests about Confucius in China. I think much of the culture we experience with China and the world is a Confucius kind of thinking and culture. So I think that we have a dominant China in the world. It's kind of like a culture of preoccupation with Confucius and simplicity, and perhaps confused, coheratic, coherent, incoherent, but kind of active, incoherent, but perhaps incoherent, but perhaps active. And I think that that's the culture we have with China in the world. This is quite a cultural influence in the world because it could influence domestic politics in the world. It could kind of introduce a nature of foreign policy that insists on a kind of prerogative of human simplicity. I think that's what China could do, insist on a human simplicity. I think that's what China is doing in the world. It's insisting on a human simplicity. So I think that's my position on China and the world. Thank you very much. Thank you.